How does bracket notation access JavaScript object properties? Imagine you're trying to find a specific item in a box, but instead of knowing the exact spot, you have a list of clues or variable names. That's what bracket notation does when working with JavaScript objects. It's a way to access data stored inside objects by using keys, which are like labels for each piece of data. These keys are called properties, and they come in pairs with their values. In JavaScript, objects store data as properties, which are key-value pairs. To get or change these properties, you can use either dot notation or bracket notation. Dot notation is simple and straightforward when you know the exact property name. But if the property name is stored in a variable or has special characters, bracket notation becomes your best friend. Bracket notation uses square brackets after the object name. Inside the brackets, you put an expression that evaluates to a string or a symbol. For example, if you have an object called person and want to access its name property, you can write person name. This is especially useful when the property name is stored in a variable. For example, if you have a variable called key with the value, age, you can write person key to get the age property. One of the main advantages of bracket notation is its flexibility. It allows you to work with property names that include spaces or special characters. For example, if a property is called firstName, you can access it with person, firstName. Dot notation would not work here because it does not support spaces or special characters in property names. Another important point is that if you put a non-string value inside the brackets, JavaScript converts it to a string. So person and person1 refer to the same property. This automatic conversion makes bracket notation very versatile. You can also add new properties or update existing ones using bracket notation. For instance, to add a new property called favorite color, you can write person favorite color is equal to blue. If you try to access a property that does not exist, JavaScript returns undefined, which is a way to tell you that the property is missing. Bracket notation is also great for looping through object properties or working with dynamic data. If you have an array of property names, you can loop through them and access each property with brackets. This makes your code adaptable to different situations where property names are not fixed. However, be cautious when using external input as property names. If the input is not validated, it could lead to security issues like object injection attacks. Always sanitize or check user input before using it as a property key. Mastering bracket notation is essential for writing flexible JavaScript code. It helps you work with objects in a dynamic way, especially when property names are determined during runtime. It supports any string or symbol as a key, making it a powerful tool for handling data in web development. Knowing when and how to use bracket notation will make your code more adaptable, easier to maintain, and ready for complex tasks.